It's 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV. I'm Derek Gilbert with 5 things you need to know for Wednesday, October 30th, 2024. Item number 5 today, garbage. Apparently that's what half the country is, according to President Joe Biden, who said Tuesday night that supporters of Donald Trump are garbage. The president was speaking to a Latino advocacy group, and he made the comment that immediately drew comparisons to Hillary Clinton, calling Trump supporters a basket of deplorables back in 2016. This was in response to a joke made by comedian Tony Hinchcliffe at Trump's rally last Sunday, where he said, things are really a mess out there. There's a floating island of garbage out there in the ocean. I think it's Puerto Rico. That's what Hinchcliffe said. And of course, that was seized upon by Democrats as saying, well, he thinks Puerto Ricans are not a joke I would have told, especially in a political situation where the other side is going to micro-analyze everything you say. But whatever. Biden's response Tuesday night was, the only garbage I see floating out there are his supporters. Well, the White House went into damage control mode, almost panic mode, because, there's an election coming up next week. And spokesman issued a statement basically with a transcript of Biden's comments, except they added an apostrophe in there to make it a possessive. The word supporters, plural, to supporter, S, implying that he was speaking just about Hinchcliffe. That's sure not what it sounded like when I watched the clip. Anyway, the reason I'm skeptical is that this is not the first time that Biden has really gotten nasty about Trump supporters. You remember that infamous Dark Brandon speech from 2022 where he stood in front of the blood red set in Philadelphia and called Trump supporters a clear and present danger to America? This is not out of character for Joe Biden. And again, both the White House and Kamala Harris's campaign trying to walk those things back with Election Day coming up next Tuesday. Topic number 4, Sudan. This really should be a much bigger story. The International Organization for Migration announced Tuesday that the war in Sudan has displaced more than 14 million people. 14 million people, either within the country or outside its borders. There's a civil war that's been ongoing in Sudan since last April. According to the IOM, this is the worst displacement crisis in the world in 2024. Director General Amy Pope said, and I quote, 11 million have been internally displaced within the country, with 3.1 million having crossed borders. So that's actually over 14 million people on the move right now. And according to Pope, 200,000 of them just since September. Again, why isn't this bigger news? 14 million people who've been displaced. That's 40% more than the total population of Israel. The total population of Israel. There are 2 million people in Gaza. Israel's got roughly 10 million. 14 million people have been displaced internally in Sudan by this civil war. And the world is focused on the plight of the Palestinian Arabs whose homes in Gaza, many of them in the West Bank, and the Lebanese people in southern Lebanon, who've had their villages, towns, and public buildings undermined with tunnels to hold explosives and weapons for Hezbollah, Hamas, Palestinian Islamic Jihad, and so on. The world is fixated on that. And meanwhile, the Africans in Sudan, which is the biblical Cush, incidentally, mentioned prophetically in Ezekiel 38 and 39, displaced and on the move more than the total population of Gaza and Israel and southern Lebanon combined. Topic number 3, the Southport cover-up. You might remember a couple of months ago we talked about the stabbing deaths of young girls who were attending a Taylor Swift-themed dance camp in Southport in the UK. New information has come out, and senior politicians in the Conservative Party, the Tories, are demanding that Prime Minister Keir Starmer of the Liberals reveal what he knew about the Southport killing and when he knew it, because some of this information is somewhat disturbing. Police keep saying it's not a terrorist act. The young man who's been charged, 18-year-old Axel Rudakubana, who was born in Wales, Cardiff, to parents from Rwanda, stabbed and killed 3 young girls, ages 6, 7, and 9, back on July 29th. But police said, nope, not a terrorist act, not a terrorist act. There's no terrorism here. Move along, citizens, nothing to see. Except that now it was just revealed on Tuesday that the teenager was charged with producing a biological toxin called ricin. This is made from the seeds of the castor bean. It is highly toxic, and it's the kind of thing you would use in a terrorist act. He's also believed to have downloaded information from Al-Qaeda. He's charged with possession of information likely to be useful to a person committing or preparing to commit an act of terrorism. But the deaths in Southport, not a terrorist act. Again, Tories wanting to know what Keir Starmer knew, when he knew it, and why this information is coming out so slowly, and why police are so reluctant to admit that he might have had a religious motive. Topic number 2, speaking of the UK, Mpox. First case of a potentially deadly new strain of Mpox, formerly called monkeypox. This virus strain called Clade 1b has been detected in Britain. This arrived or came to the attention of authorities October 24th when the person infected developed a rash which worsened in the following days, went to an emergency room in London on October 27th, swabbed, the virus confirmed, and he's been now transferred to the Royal Free Hospital High Consequence Infectious Disease Unit for treatment. This is spreading around the world. Thailand confirmed its first case in August, following Sweden, Pakistan, and the Philippines. Again, Clade 1b, a potentially deadly strain. In response to this, the World Health Organization has activated the Global Health Emergency Corps for the first time. This is supposed to mobilize additional health resources. This follows the declaration of a public health emergency of international concern, or a PHIC, by the WHO back on August 14th. So we'll keep an eye on this. Again, we are somewhat skeptical because of what happened back in 2019, 2020, especially with the way COVID-19 was presented to us as the worst thing since the great influenza of 1919, and turned out to be just a bad case of the flu, more or less. And yes, we've lost friends to that disease. But because of the way the information was presented about the disease and about the preventative measures that we were all told we had to have, and the information that was withheld about those preventative measures, you know what I'm talking about. Sadly, when it comes to actual public health emergencies, more of us are less likely to believe what's coming from health bureaucracies like the World Health Organization than we were 5 years ago. Coming up, if you're going to commit a crime, pro tip, if you're going to commit a crime, don't post the video to TikTok. That's next on 5 and 10.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you can watch this incredible new documentary by the legendary Steve Quayle along with writer and co-producer Daniel Holdings right now by streaming it at skywatchtvstore.com/stream. Follow the QR code on your screen right now to stream it instantly, or get your very own physical DVD copy when you order the Earth in the Crosshairs special offer. Earth in the Crosshairs demonstrates how the literal gates of hell have opened and what it means for all of mankind. This incredible new film takes you on a journey that examines the trans-dimensional invasion occurring on planet Earth right now and what the Bible has to say about the end times. Featuring Steve Quayle, Daniel Holdings, Dr. Travis Taylor, Cliff Mahudi, Marcellus Medina, Jesse G., William Henry, and more. But that's not all. When you order the Earth in the Crosshairs special offer, you'll also receive the 2 DVD collection Unmasking the Ancient Gods featuring Derek and Sharon Gilbert. Join them as they walk you step by step through full-length presentations on subjects like epigenetics and the age of the machine, self-directed apotheosis, return of the great old ones, Crowley, Chaos, and E.T. Disclosure, charting the uttermost north, why Gog of Magog won't be human, and many, many more. You'll also receive The Assyrian on DVD featuring the one and only Ryan Pitterson. This special report exposes the dark blueprint of the end times Antichrist that has been hidden within the ancient texts, illuminating a plot set in motion now that will introduce the mysterious Assyrian of the book of Isaiah, who is set to return very soon. Sold separately, these items hold a retail value of $100. Yours now for your donation of only $45, which includes free shipping to all U.S. orders. So don't delay. You can scan the QR code on your screen using the camera app on your phone for instant access to this special opportunity. You can also visit us at skywatchtvstore.com or call 1-844-750-4985 and ask for the Earth in the Crosshairs special offer.
Item number 1 today, don't post your crime to TikTok. I talked about this a few weeks ago. A 23-year-old woman who went to a restaurant in Montclair, New Jersey, and started tearing down flags outside the restaurant because she didn't stand for genocide in Montclair and she just wasn't going to have it here, and she was saying free Palestine and so on, tearing down flags. Turns out it was a Greek restaurant. They were Greek flags, and she's now been identified. Now, what she did happened back in March. She only posted the video in October 15th, to TikTok. Got millions of views on TikTok and on X. The incident was at Effie's Gyro, or excuse me, in Greek it's Gyro. Lebanese will say Gyro. Montclair, New Jersey. This, again, from March 11th. She posted it 6 months later, and then police identified her. She's now been arrested and charged with bias, intimidation, and harassment. Young lady's name is Amber Matthews. Went by the name Ambamelia on her TikTok account, talking about genocide and so forth. And again, the staff of the restaurant is just kind of looking at her like, what are you even talking about? Because I mean, when you compare the flags here, the flag of Greece on the left, the flag of Israel on the right. The only thing in common are the colors. Come on, if you're going to be an activist, at least know your flags before you start tearing them down. And if you're going to video yourself doing it, don't share it on TikTok. Maybe if she's monetized her channel, Ms. Matthews has earned enough to pay for her legal fees. One can only hope. The Resurrection War, it's what the supernatural war is all about, and you're deployed, you're right in the middle of it, whether you realize it or not. This is the next virtual conference from Skywatch TV, more than 24 presentations from the likes of Messianic Rabbi Zev Porat, Pastor Carl Gallups, Dr. Judd Burton, Dr. Igal German, Dr. Mike Spalding. Yeah, some heavy intellectual clout coming in this conference. My talk is titled The Resurrection War, because it's about who we are being saved from and how they are trying to circumvent what we have been promised, which is resurrection into glorified bodies. You can find out more and sign up today at defenderconference.com. And if you do it by November 15th, you save $10. Normally $95, just $85 through November 15th. The videos are released on November 30th, and then you set the conference schedule from there. Watch what you want to watch when you want to watch it. And again, more information and registration at defenderconference.com. The Norway spiral, or other spirals in the sky, are those actually portals to another realm? Steve Quayle's new documentary, Earth in the Crosshairs, takes aim at that and other questions. Daniel Holdings, who wrote the documentary, joins us on the main program at Skywatch TV this week. You can watch it right now at our website, skywatchtv.com. You can watch it over the air. Our broadcast schedule is posted at the website, skywatchtv.com/channels. You can also get it right now on our Roku, Fire TV, or Apple TV channels. If you've got a set-top box or a smart TV, make sure you've got the Skywatch TV channel installed. Over the internet, we're at YouTube at Skywatch Television, rumble.com/Skywatch TV, or better yet, download our free app to your smartphone or tablet, and that way you bypass the gatekeepers of big tech. There are other features on the app like a Bible with multiple translations. It's an audio Bible, no less. You can download video and audio content right to your smartphone or tablet to listen to or watch offline. Do that before, if you're going to fly somewhere. Download some shows to your phone or tablet to watch during the flight. Calendar of upcoming events and more. It's available for iOS, Android, and Amazon Kindle Fire phones and tablets, and we've got links to their app stores at our website, skywatchtv.com / app, that is. You follow 5 in 10 online, YouTube at 5 in 10, X, formerly Twitter, at 5_in_10, and thank you for watching as we keep watch. I'm Derek Gilbert. This is 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV.